All right, so today we fabricated the air induction coming into the hood. Um, all weekend I try to do this a lot of different ways. I try to do it with making some aluminum parts, which I got over here. And after seeing a video at SEMA, I got the little stuff you're supposed to heat up and melt into place and shit. And I thought it was gonna be kind of cool to actually polish this out. And actually, I'll probably still end up doing it later on. But obviously, this is all fucked up, but it's cut perfectly. But anyway, um, couldn't get the shit to solder at all or weld or whatever the fuck. And I was gonna have a flange here, flange at the top, and I bought all kinds of shit over the weekend. Didn't work, so reverted back to what I know. So I use carbon fiber, and I glassed that shit in. So that is a polyurethane resin holding the carbon in place, and it's nice and solid and hard. And cool thing is that shit ain't gonna break, and it's solid. Ain't nothing gonna happen. And the cool thing is that it's still lightweight. So I glassed it in onto the hood. It's obviously in the rough right now. Don't trip. It's gonna be cleaned up. I just did this shit today, but I still made it lightweight. My other hood that I have over there is really, really heavy with all the resin that I have on it. So, and I got two heavy duty shocks, which are brand new in here. And that hood does not stay up. So kind of frustrated behind that. Unless you keep it up for a long time and then it'll hold. But as far as it staying up like how this one is, it ain't gonna happen. So I still plan on doing the same inlays as you see. Bam. The hood actually came out really nice. I was pretty excited by that. But anyway, I plan on duplicating that entire hood or that image, I should say, out of the carbon and putting it on this one. So this time around, though, it's gonna be kind of expensive because I plan on making a mold of this hood after I clean it up. And then actually the hood is already perfect. It just needs to be sanded down, to a really nice finish for a mold. And then I just have to clean up the edges around here to make sure it's all nice and even. So once I have the mold, and then I cut out my patterns for my carbon, I plan on putting that into the mold, press it as if you're making a hood. So that way it's nice and flat and you have the minimum amount of resin. And then I'll literally take a piece or that whole piece out of the mold and then put it directly on top of the hood. So that way, hopefully I can avoid one, having to sand on it because it will come out of the mold all nice and smooth. And two, I don't have to worry about the weight of the resin because it will be pressed into the mold. I have the minimum amount of resin carbon ratio, which gives a stronger part anyway. And then it'll go right on here. And my shocks still work, and then everything should be cool. So that's the plan. Now you guys see this styrofoam that I have in here. That is the additional piece I'm gonna probably fabricate tomorrow, because as the hood goes down, everything has to line up perfect. So it's down. So our air is gonna be coming up from down here. Right in that corner. That's why that other piece of styrofoam is straight right there. So I'll probably make the incision into the body tomorrow and measure that out. Already have an idea or have the oil cooler saved on my list to buy to fit this particular space. Just have to find some fans. Now, here's the tricky part. The tricky part is, what if I do want to put that hood on one day? What about that hole in my car? Well, thought about that. So I plan on cutting out the piece of metal down there and actually salvaging it so that way it's replaceable. So if I ever want to block that hole off, I can. And remember, originally, I don't know if anybody watching this video saw my other videos, but my front bumper originally was made for that piece right there to go here. And so that way, as the air comes in through the front, it goes... What the hell happened? Sorry about that intermission. But as the air comes in through the front nose, then it goes down underneath the car. So that's my second option. And the oil cooler air will be dumped underneath the car that same way. So it still can be functional, and I can use either hood. So that's the plan. Usually the plans come together like that. But that's the way it looks in the front. And I also fabricated in my little buttons right there for a quick release. So I got one on each side. So you got to obviously pop the hood first, and then quick release gets the bumper off. There'll be more than one of those, probably like 6 of them. I haven't figured out where I'm gonna put them all, but certainly they are going to be on there. I got to fabricate the aluminum or metal or something on the other side for the receiving side, but that shouldn't be that difficult. But anyway, that is the update for this weekend. And once I got that peace of mind, then I will be jumping back on the motor later on this week. At this point, all hell is broken loose with the motor itself. I had to drop the motor, and if my garage door is open, I don't know if you guys can see that. The motor is actually on the floor over there. So I had to drop the motor because starter went in, spun around, flywheels, teeth chipped out. End up having to get a clutch replacement and new flywheel and all that. So that should be done. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be rolling down to pick that up and then installing that by the end of the week. And then have to fix an oil leak. And then hopefully I can get back to trying to get it started. So that is the update on the body, the progress, and my agenda for the car. And I suppose that is it. To be continued.